acting wild. Y'all commercial niggas better have a coke in the smile.
I conversate with many men. It's time to begin again. Forgot what I already knew. You hear me, friend? Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society trying to keep their eye on me.
Hi, I'm Cousin Black with GamingIlluminati.com, and today I'm at E3 with
Ryan Graff. I'm the localizer for Senran Kagura 2.
Okay. Now, what exactly is Senran Kagura 2?
Well, it's a direct sequel to Senran Kagura Burst on the 3DS, which came out a couple of years ago. And it's a brawler starring these two rival schools of ninja girls in modern Japan.
So this game involves sexy schoolgirls, right?
Pretty much. That's the basic idea. But there is more to it than that. You know, the girls each have their own personalities and backstories. And so there are really two reasons the fans keep coming back. One is for the, well, you might call it fan service, but also for the story. People who play it for the story.
Now, what exactly is the focus of the story?
Well, this game picks up actually a little bit before Burst left off. The first act of this game is kind of an expanded retelling of the end of Burst. And after that, the girls, the two ninja schools, both end up in the city of Kyoto just by chance, while these demons are kind of overrunning the city. And so these two rival teams kind of find themselves forced to pair up and sort of work out their own personal differences while they're trying to save the city.
Now, when designing the characters, do you guys worry about the size of the boobs of each character?
Well, that does come up. There actually are little subplots in the game that do involve that. Okay. And so, yeah, there are fans who keep track of that. There's this entire encyclopedia online. I think it's, well, I don't want to say the name right now, but it does track, you know, precise measurements of each character. So, yeah, that is something people watch for and pay attention to.
What other games does Xseed handle?
Well, lots these days. We mostly bring over these titles from Japan that people ask for or that we personally think will be interesting. Right now at E3 we have 9 titles across a variety of genres. Over there we got Trails of Cold Steel, which is a PS3 RPG in the Legend of Heroes series. We have Nitro Plus Blasters behind me. It's a fighting game. Behind that is Return to Pope Lacroix, the Story of Seasons Fairy Tale, which is a more sort of lighthearted farming RPG, if you can picture that. Right over there is another Senran Kagura game. That's Senran Kagura Estival Versus for PS4 and Vita. That one's coming out in winter of next year. We have 2 Earth Defense Force games over there, 2 and 4.1. And those are both kind of sci-fi, sort of Independence Day, Pacific Rim sort of action games. And then over in the corner there we have Corpse Party, which is a horror game for the Vita. And finally we have Onechanbara for PS4, which is like Senran Kagura, but sort of a different flavor of sort of sexy action.
Okay. Do you guys handle the translation between English to, from Japanese to English?
That's right, we do.
Okay, that's just it? Or do you get to add anything else into the game of your liking, or?
Well, sometimes we will evaluate the game when we first bring it over, and if there's something we think would be, you know, something that our audience would appreciate and something we think the developers can realistically do, we can recommend it to them. And sometimes developers do take our recommendations. Story of Seasons, for example, we recommended Seedling Mode, and that's something they added. Other times, you know, we'll look at the most important thing, of course, for our fans of the Japanese titles is to bring over the Japanese text in English as accurately and enjoyably as possible. So we got that sort of balance to strike. So that's mostly what we focus on.
What's your general demographic for these types of games?
For Senran Kagura games in particular? Well, you'd be surprised. We do have a lot of female fans of Senran Kagura. We have, obviously there's the guy fans who enjoy the, just the straight-up fan service parts of it. But also, you know, we get a lot of requests and a lot of emails from female fans who enjoy the way that the characters are just kind of designed to be sexy and strong and being awesome. So there's that too.
Now, out of all the games here that you have E3, what is the sexiest game you believe this year?
Well, it really depends on what you're into. But we do have 3 candidates. You know, there's this one, obviously. There's also Estival Versus, which kind of is a little more direct with the fan service in some ways, you might say.
Okay.
And also takes full advantage of what the PS4 can do in terms of frame rate and detail and resolution. So there's that. And the characters in Onechanbara are more like not in their 20s, you might say. And there's a little more kind of an edge to the violence of that one. You know, it's all about sort of like a Devil May Cry, Bayonetta style of like more bloody violence with these girls who are just slashing up zombies left and right. So there's that too.
What's the frame rate for your games that are on PS4?
PS4? Well, varies depending on the game, but Estival Versus in particular runs at a pretty steady 60, and we're working on that. Onechanbara runs at a very steady 60.
Before I end this interview, I got a question. how many games of yours are coming to the Nintendo Wii U?
To the Wii U? That's something we can talk about hopefully in the future.
I'm Cousin Black. Stay in line, gamers.